Hello, this is Paul Nelson with Western Sport Floors, Wyoming Wood Floors, coming to you today from Clinton, Montana. Today I wanted to talk about line taping machines. This line taping machine here is made by Nuss Bickle Industries out of Caledonia, New York. We have historically used this machine. We have taped thousands of miles of gym floor lines with this machine. I know you've used it, Neil. But we feel like there's a better machine on the market. There's nothing wrong with this machine. It does exactly what we want it to. I just want to show that the way this machine works, there's a little slide here that the tape goes through. It does a great job keeping the tape straight and laying down the line that you like. The challenge becomes if you ever want to use a different width of tape for some reason, then you either have to purchase these slides or have them made or take them off altogether. So in that case, it's not terribly versatile. We had recently purchased this EMack line taping machine, and Neil approached me and said, you know, we have some need, especially on stain jobs, to put down some 2-inch tape to give ourselves just a little bit more working room with that tape. Do you suppose you can convert that line taping machine to better put down 2-inch tape? And we got to looking at this thing. And why don't you talk about this EMack Manufacturing machine and your experience with it?
Well, my experience with this is it is considerably heftier than that machine, which I think is a bonus because it aids in keeping it on the line, which is obviously a whole skill set in and of itself for anyone that's ever done it. But you know, usually you use the pointer. You know, you're trying to put a nice straight line down. I think the weight really helps with that. The versatility comes in, and like you were talking about, I think it was specifically a plastic job where it is so incredibly important not to get paint outside the lines. You know, we always try to, but on a urethane coated wooden floor, it's a lot easier to repair than the finished surface of a plastic floor. So with this machine, it comes with additional guides that are essentially adjustable within a 5-inch margin so that we can lay down, especially on our straight runs, a 3/4, 1-inch, 2-inch or 1.5-inch tape, just depending on what we're doing, without losing any accuracy or having any major rework to do, like you said, with the trying to make more different tape guides for the Bickle.
So 2 things that you said that I've also noticed about this machine. This thing is heavy.
Yeah.
This is a piece of some kind of steel. It's not aluminum.
Yes. Well, and just all the fittings on it just being extra heavy duty certainly adds to that.
We have made one conversion to this machine. Again, I'm going to try and bring it up to the camera to show what it is. We do not typically use poles. We use a cable system, and so we've converted this a little bit, and we just hook up a cable, and then you use a scratch awl at your
Pivot point
in the gym.
Yeah, and then the cable just allows us to make an arch whatever size we need. We actually ran into a problem using the pole system that the manufacturer has for this, doing futsal courses, because the last arch in the futsal course just exceeds what this comes with
right.
Stock. But with the cable adjustment, you can just kind of let more out and cost you nothing.
Right, and that has been our experience as well. Even I remember at that big gym in Great Falls, they did a running track all the way around it. It was a huge arch on that running track, and so by having a cable, it just allows us a lot more flexibility, and it's a lot less parts to carry with you.
Yes, and I appreciate the system this comes with, the rigid poles. You know, like everything else, there's some efficiency you gain there. You know, with those, it's really easy to calibrate and get right on your mark, whereas this cable has some slack in it, so you have to have some communication with who you're working with to get it dialed in. But this also fits like basically an envelope. So
And that's kind of been our experience. And as Neil points out, I think your comment was the poles are almost idiot proof.
yes,
The poles, once you get them set up, anybody could run that arch.
yes,
The cable needs to be maintained a certain tension to that cable, which means you have to pay a little bit more attention when you're on this machine. So the cable probably does have a little higher learning curve to it. But having less things to tote around from job to job to job, we find also very valuable.
Yes.
And we feel like the cable has more versatility. Really, really happy with this machine. Mr. Randy Chase with EMack Manufacturing manufactures these things. We've got them available to ship. Fantastic machine. Our review of this machine is 5 stars. Would you agree?
all that.
All day long. For Western Sport Floors and Wyoming Wood Floors, this is Paul Nelson. You make it a great day.